Hey, my name is Morty. I'm building the space elevator. Okay, video number 126. I think this is, yeah, I think we're finally back on schedule. I know it's Thursday now when I'm filming this. It doesn't seem like too many people are still viewing the channel, so I don't think there's anything there, but yeah, it was a long, let's just say, yeah, it was a wild, long week. A lot's going on, a lot has gone on, and I feel like I keep saying that, but that's where we are. Uh, yeah, now hopefully somewhat back to normal schedule. Still, obviously, there's a lot going on now with the trip to Japan next month is the goal. We have the workshop coming up in a week and a half in Mongolia, the virtual workshop, or next weekend. There's a lot of these like things coming up right now, and it's again really exciting, really good. There are also some not necessarily such good stuff, but yeah. So like we'll just get straight into it and explain, I guess, what over the past week or over the past few days. So one thing in general, and this is the story, so this is what's going on right now. I'm in a little bit of a swamp, let's call it, in terms of outreach. I feel like a lot of the channels that we've been outreaching have gone dead. Some people just stopped responding, or a lot of them have stopped responding for some reason, and I don't know why. I know it was before, I was kind of seeing the back and forth. There were some that I'm pushing, and I'm persistent. I'm going to keep pushing again within reason, obviously, because there's you still want to give someone a few weeks or a month, but after a certain amount of time. And for example, well, I don't want to give names. That's the thing, because I do still expect them to work out, and I still expect things to go right over time. It may take a little bit, it may take a month or two, but things will start going right. And once they do, hopefully these connections end up building through. So I don't want to talk badly on any potential sponsor or any potential partner or all that. Because again, like I said, I still do think the connections that I've started building do have a lot of value. But at the same time, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. I've asked advice from a lot of people. I've been listening to that advice in terms of a specific method or a way to reach out. Some people are like, oh, some people told me to ask in questions. Some people you always want to give them an out. You always want to make sure that you're easy. But I don't know, because the way I see it, and this is right, business is business. At least be professional. There's no such thing as going cold. There's no such thing as not responding at all. If you want to say no, you can say no. It's business, but you should respond. That's how I see it. But with some of the people you deal with, obviously, they aren't like that. And it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating right now because we need some connections to really start pushing through in terms of well, okay, so there's a few main things that I'm focusing on in terms of outreach right now. There's a US based organization, a large organization, one that will be able to get us a lot of pull and push into universities and into creating the US market itself. Because obviously we have some international already, but the US is that one where we're a US based organization. It's ideal and it's good to say that we're from the US. So that's important. The one thing, yeah, that there is very important to get the US based market. Then another, obviously, in terms of sponsorship. So a lot of our current sponsors that we're chasing, or the ones that we're into, are from different countries, and that's based on connections that we've already had. The problem is it well, there's the drama of business, and I've said this before in videos, but personally, I don't like the drama. Right? I like business being business. Like, of course we can chat, of course we can laugh and have fun, and we should. But when it comes to business, we talk straight strategy, straight logic. This is good for me, this is good for you, this is what we want. This is what you want. Okay, what about this and this, right? There's no politics. I mean, I'm calling it politics, it's not politics, but it's the drama of it, right? It's that slow down. I'll wait a week to respond to you. I'll respond with some, message that curves around the point but doesn't get directly to it. And that's the general way business is done. But again, I'm trying to do it differently. It's more productive to do it more direct. But obviously dealing with different cultures, obviously dealing with a lot of different people. Some people do enjoy the drama. They want that. They want the, yeah, I don't know. It's, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I definitely can be. Trying to figure out what that is, if there is something there, but I don't know. Either way, aside from that, and obviously that's a slump. It's been a week of that, so it's kind of annoying. Usually it happens for a few days and then sort of this big thing that just changes it, or something good ends up coming through, or finally you get through to someone or something. This, yeah, I'm hoping something like that happens soon, and I know that it's happened before like this since these videos, and that's one of a great reason why it's good to see the story. But right, we've been at a weekend like, ah, nothing's going well, and then by the next week, it's just wow, this and this person responded to me, and X, Y, and Z happened, and that very likely could happen internally. Okay, so that's that, and now I've created a big list, and hopefully over the next week, reaching out to a ton more companies. Yeah, and if these original partnerships don't want to work, then that's what it is. I'm gonna keep doing more, and I am. It's just constantly more and more and more. Uh, Hopefully someone gets back at some point, but I think yeah, it's just I'm gonna keep pushing, and we're going to keep driving this regardless. And on that side, internally, and this is one of the things that is going really well. And again, so that's why not everything's negative. It's the development side, at least from the CEO perspective, from my view, is a little bit slower than I want it to be. But the internal team is great. Really, really proud of everyone on the team. I think that's something that is super important. So, again, okay, so over the past, say, month-ish, I guess a little bit less than a month, but I was very focused on growing the team, on making the team right. Basically, instead of focusing externally and developing connections, I focused internally and building what we have, right? Now the goal was to go back to external, but to reaching out and to making new connections. But the problem is, again, like I said, that's that slump. No one's responding. So there's that. But the internal building seems to have worked really well. We have a really great team now. Obviously, now we have a lawyer, we have a grant writer, we have an administrative assistant, we have a finance person. Right? All these are new people in the company that were only in the past few weeks. We've had the group meetings. People are excited. There's good momentum going. Discuss social media strategies over the week. So there's a lot of the longer term and bigger vision planning that's going really well. Uh, Motivation is always going to be something, but I think right now we're kind of at a good point because of everything coming up. It's even if we lose it a bit now, there's just the excitement of these big events and the big things going on. Yeah, I just hope, because it's so much bigger than myself, and I guess just to shed doubts and just to that's clear a part of me. And again, obviously, I know that I'm in this position, so it's valuable. But a part of me thinks, what if I'm that wrong person, right? What if the reason none of these relationships and things are developing is because I just don't have what it takes? So the answer to that is that could be, and that's definitely possible. I really hope not. But if it is, I'm still going to do everything I can to make sure that I become that right person. Because the reality is, I'm the one here right now. I built this. The group decided to follow me and things like that, and it's just what it is, right? It's just going to be more work, more figuring it out, and make it happen. That's the only way things work. Uh, but part of me thinks that maybe yeah, maybe I should have had more skill. Or well, it's not that. It's some of it is maybe I'm delegating it to the wrong people, but then that becomes about the team. Yeah, it's just doubts. I think it's just general doubts. I don't think it's serious, especially since, like I'm saying, I'm trying to do everything. I'm asking for advice from people who do have that positive experience, people who have been successful. So I don't think there's really anything wrong. It's just could be unlucky, could be all the connections that I've developed aren't going that far. The problem with a lot of this is, or not the problem, the really frustrating thing is the connections that were already built. So the people that I've been emailing for a few months that we've been back and forth with that seemed positive, when those just ghost you, that's really bad. That's really annoying. It's frustrating. And again, it could be just time. It could be give them a few more weeks, but there's a certain amount, if they don't respond within 2 weeks, and after you send them a follow-up, it's usually that they're just not going to respond. But that's very frustrating, right? That is an extremely frustrating thing to deal with because, yeah, because, I'm trying to make things happen. And to deal with people that are just not responding, yeah, it's frustrating. But okay, I guess just talking a lot about people not responding, but it's, like I said, because that's something that's on my head a lot the past few days. I'm still very confident. I'm still so, the idea is great. I think, again, we have the best team. We have a great group of people that are really pushing this forward and going to do this. My goal in all of this isn't to run the company, right? I think I would be the best person to run it, but my goal is really to create this in a way that it can keep functioning without me, right? And ideally, that's what I want to build every business. This is so much bigger than just myself, right? Just because I'm the person driving it, I want to drive it to get to a point where I can get other people driven enough to do it on their own. And then, I mean, obviously I still want to be part of it because that's what I enjoy and I'm creating this for a reason. But ultimately, when I die, ultimately, I don't know what's going to happen in life, right? Who knows what can change and building a business or building something that's bigger than yourself at any level, it's important to make sure that it can function without you. So as much as I'm willing to do everything and drive it, if it's not able to function on its own, and if, say, our development team or development side isn't able to develop properly on their own without me jumping in or without someone else jumping in, well, as a CEO, I mean, I am jumping in and I am helping, and I've always been helping and going to meetings and things like that. But there's, yeah, there is this kind of back and forth, and that's just business, I think. There's going to be ups and downs, and it's not a down. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's kind of a weird time because there is this heavy responsibility there, and I need to get these some sponsors in, which is very important. That's one of the big things. I need to get this reach in the US, right? The reach in the US is probably more of a push right now because we want to get that done within the next month, ideally, because the applications are starting and teams need to get developed and all that stuff. So ideally, we do that as soon as possible. I mean, I do everything as soon as possible, but that should hopefully happen within this month. Problem is, you can't force other people to do things at their pace, and yeah, it's just constant. Yeah, keep pushing, keep reaching out, keep trying, and yeah, I'm gonna keep reaching out to more. I have been constantly, and I've gone to that flow, and that's I guess one thing. It's just still there's no responding, and that's the funny thing. So I don't know what it is. I've been looking at. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that because there was one really great connection that did happen today, actually. So although all this is going on, because that was actually over the past few weeks. Well, he messaged me a couple of weeks ago about a program, an internship program to be able to have interns for us. And yeah, we spoke about it. We had a meeting today. It went pretty well. We just need to have the meeting and we just need to decide on it. The problem is they're having like a career fair, and that's the time of our competition in Japan, so I won't be in the country. So yeah, I'm gonna need to figure that side out in terms of who is there or if we have someone at the table. Um, I- we'll figure it out. I'm sure. I'm very confident in all this. It's just this is that time, and that's again the advantage of these videos and the reason I can say this over and over, but the reason it exists and it tells a story. It tells this up and down. It shows the day to day where, although it was the past week, I haven't made a video, but again, like I mentioned last one, that was just personal stuff. But it shows the ups and downs, and there's definitely going to be times where I doubt myself, or we doubt ourselves, or stuff just don't work, or even worse, stuff fail. Right? There will be absolute failures, but the consistency and the keep pushing is what's going to ultimately make it work. So yeah, the idea is good. The technology we're going to build off these competitions is really good. It's just going to be developing the right connections. And again, obviously the trip in November, and this was something that again, also doubting on myself now here is the goal was originally to stop in a few different countries, and now we're like, oh, maybe that's not really worth it if we don't have enough value coming out of it. So that gets way down, and that becomes, efficiency versus profitability. But again, hopefully, and this is the big thing. Obviously, the competitions at the end of this month are going to be really important, really good, and then obviously uh the workshops then this month, and then the competitions next month will be both be huge things that change and totally build the business and build things. So again, very confident, very excited about all of this. And again, like I said, I think we built the best team in the world. So everyone's incredible and everyone's, at least from what I see, they're very committed. We're all really into it. So see what happens. Ultimately, we're going to keep trying, keep pushing. But yeah, I guess that's just a quick catch up where we are. I hope to continue videos on a regular basis. Again, starting next week, Monday, back to the normal schedule. But yeah, whatever it is, either way, hope you enjoy, hope you learned something, and good luck.